everybody, Jim from Jim's Holy Coleus. Beautiful, beautiful day, a nice weekend finally here. East Coast getting hit with a heat wave, but luckily I'm only steps from the ocean, and I have a nice cool breeze. So although the rest of New Jersey is going to be in the high or mid 90s, it's relatively cool here. Got a nice cool breeze, 78, probably around 82. I haven't really checked the temperature exact, but it's definitely going to be in the low 80s. Beautiful, cool, perfect day to get my Coleus out and design some pots. You can see in the background I have a little setup. We'll go over that real quick and just give you an idea of you know, all the pots up close, and then at the end we'll show you. Now I don't do everything all at once. I start off with some small pots, and I'll make a few larger ones for my property and also to sell at the farmers market. So I kind of do a little at a time. A lot of work. As enjoyable as this is, it is a lot of work, and you know, at the end of the day, I'm not in my 20s anymore. At the end of the day, I'm a little tired, but it's still very enjoyable, and I really look forward to doing this. So let's go and take a look. Okay, as you can see, we got the fan going. Greenhouse is rocking. Lots of, I mean, things are really starting to move on, as I had mentioned. What do we got in here? I have my son's. My son wants to be a chef, so he's got his herbs growing. I gotta be careful, make sure none of these really contaminate my Coleus. But with the, again, I had mentioned in earlier videos, even with all the windows and vents open and the fan going, it's 90 degrees in here, but it's really beneficial to the Coleus. I'm just gonna go really quick, give you a rundown, just see how things updating even after a week. Marked growth. I just gave them a nice drink. Everything looks really good and healthy. I think I lost maybe one or two. There's a few smaller ones that here's the smaller ones. You're gonna get that when you grow so many Coleus, you're gonna get that. But overall, I can't complain. Yeah, I got a little leaf curling. That could be just the sun. This is at the top shelf, so that's how they protect themselves from too much sun. They kind of curl up just like you would cover up. You put a hat on, or you put your arms over your head. So but you can see things are really moving on. Here's a few I potted. Again, I do a little at a time. I'll do 10, 12. Daylight today is really nice out. I don't have much planned for today, so I'll do as many until I, you know, I don't want to overdo it, because then you start getting stressed, tense, and stressed out, and when it starts to not become enjoyable, it's time to take a break. So I did most of these today. These are these hanging baskets, and I want to do a quick shout out to an Instagram and a YouTube follower, Capistrano Gardener. Thank you very much. You did a wonderful thing. You sent me these pots, these hanging pots, and I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and how it's really not necessary, but I really appreciate it. I'm just humbled, and I really appreciate it. So shout out to you, Capistrano Gardener. Thank you very much. Again, if you really like to help out everybody, I'm running a donation charity on my Instagram page for Paralyzed Veterans of America, and I'll do that through the season. PVA, USO Wounded Warriors, Mars Animal Foundation, Adelaide Koala Rescue. I rotate the different charities, and it's just part of what keeps me going as well, besides teaching everybody here and having lots of fun. So all right, let's go outside. We'll take a look at the table, how I set up, and what I do. All right, here's some of the wishbone Toranias. They love sun, so we're giving them a nice shot of sun today. These are really beautiful. They come out with that blue bell flower. It's a small flower with a white or yellow center, and I also sent away for mixed color Toranias this year, so I have a little of everything. So, and here's a little pot I got these. I think these are like $3. It's a little larger, so I put 3 wishbone Toranias in there, and that'll be a really nice, beautiful colored flower pot. Just, you know, you just use your imagination. there's really no, I subscribe to the Bob Ross thinking, where there's really not much wrong, or there's really no error in nature. So you can, you know, except for those fake Coleus plants. I just got an email from a friend, not to get off the subject, but I just got an email from a friend, and I've had a couple of other inquiries about these fake Kong Coleus seeds that are being sold. Here's a picture of one. These photoshopped fake blue Coleus, bonsai Coleus, I think they call them, or whatever. They're fake, they're photoshopped. Don't waste your money. Most of them, they're just fake sellers. So be careful. I sell seeds on my eBay store, my eBay listing, Jim's Coleus. That's in the fall. Or go to your nursery, Burpee. Use only reputable seeds. Swallowtail Gardens, Rosy Dawn Gardens for live plugs. But beware, caveat emptor, as they say, caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. If it doesn't look natural to you, if it really looks crazy, don't trust it. So those blue Coleus, they're Kong Coleus, photoshopped. Don't buy them, don't waste your money. Okay, so here's my awning. As you can see, nice shade. Just step back here. And this is the awning I use when I set up my farmer's market, but I have my sign, I put up one here. And I just really set up my fold-up table. These are all I use at the farmer's market. I have my water bottle. I have some Miracle Grow moisture retain potting mixture. Just grab some pots. Just to give you an idea, I always try to make a blue planter with, I'm gonna split this, that jitters on the right. I'm gonna put a jitters on one side, and I'm gonna put probably this watermelon or Wizard Rose Kong on the other. But I have so many pots and planters. I'm just doing a little at a time. Again, look at the colors I have, whether they're darker, more yellow, pink, red, and so forth. And I just really look at the pots I have, and I go from there. And it's challenging also, because, you know, I want to make sure I put together some nice pots for people to buy at the farmer's market. I have my Osmocote. Now mostly all of these have the Osmocote mixed in. I need to get some bone meal. I like to mix bone meal in to the potting mixture. So I forgot to get some. I had my son run out and pick up some potting mixture, and I forgot to tell him to get me some bone meal, but I have time. Bone meal is really good because it really strengthens the roots. So it's good to mix that in. You don't need to do a lot with the Coleus, but I try to make the most beautiful full Coleus, and you do that by using good quality potting soil, good well-drained pots, and some fertilizer, whether it's time release or later on in the season, the water soluble Miracle Grow general purpose plant food that I mix in with the mixer or on the hose feeder. That really, you know, this stuff here really helps. Is very beneficial. It absorbs well into the soil, and you get the most out of the product with your plants. So here's my other helper, Maximus. He keeps the yard free of mice and so forth. Wow, they, you know, if you don't have to spend $1 million. These fluted pots I get at Dollar General just work perfectly. Just really match up colors. Just use a little imagination, and do a little at a time. It's really relaxing and rewarding. And I know that these, once I start the farmers market starts in third week of June. These will be a nice size. So I really just look over all the Coleus. Here's a wishbone Terrania. I figured let me try one in one of these blue pots because they usually have the blue flowers. It'll look really nice. Some rootings again. I really just look at what I have, and there's some of the live plants I got from Rosie Dawn, Saturn and stuff. Those are from me. And again, here's another wishbone Terrania arrangement. And these are all primarily dollar store, Dollar General. And at this point, it's just watering. The fertilizers mixed in. Again, Miracle Grow potting mixture, a little bit of bone meal that I mentioned earlier, and trimming. The trimming will come in later as I see more and more develop on the bottom. You can see some bottom growth there. So these smaller pots, I don't really want them too tall. It really defeats the purpose. I like these because they're easy to transport, so I'll let them get a little taller, and then we'll start trimming as the growth comes in. Nice, compact, easy to transport, perfect gift for anybody. And again, these hanging buckets. Nice size, really easy to transport. Same thing. I drilled drain hole. Actually, these came with drain holes in them, so it's the same principle. I'll move these around in the greenhouse because after a while they're going to start to face the sun. So we'll move them over here. We'll move them around. And as I mentioned, I have so many more, and not all of these will be potted. Most of the beautiful, well, they're all beautiful, but most of them will be potted. I do bring about 4 trays of just potted Coleus for people to buy on their own, to plant direct in the ground. But at this point, we're still letting these grow another week or so, 2 weeks tops, and we'll get these into, we'll do some more potting. So I do a little at a time. A lot of these are ready to be potted. And as I go through each one, I'll see some that need to be trimmed. There's one, see, that's kind of getting really tall and leggy. Got that beautiful top, but that's going to need to be trimmed because we got that bottom growth coming in. So we're going to trim that top because it's getting a little tall. I actually moved that over. That was in the back on the other side. I moved it over to give it a little more light. So if your Coleus start getting leggy, tall like that, means they're looking for light. So bring them to a location that's brighter. Give them a little more light. These are all ready to go. Kong Reds, fabulous. Colossal Marble. There's a Watermelon or Wizard Rose, Watermelon Kong. More fabulous color. There's a beautiful Jitters on the left there, mixed in. Here's one I just trimmed. It was really getting sort of similar to the other one that was real tall, so I trimmed it down because I had a lot of undergrowth coming in, so we're just boosting that. Another one, that one had some damage, so I just trimmed it all, but it's a healthy, I like the color, so we do what we have to do. Some scarlet con, the colossal marble mix in. Another colossal marble with a sort of a wizard rose there. All right, so we got a red pot, beautiful red defiance. Just repotted it in the Miracle Grow. Got a little bit of the Osmocote fertilizer, and again later on we'll switch as the summer hits in. We're going to switch to the Miracle Grow water soluble plant food, general purpose plant food, which is really the best stuff to use. It really waters, gets into the plants. It's the best stuff. And how about this? Just stay tuned, folks. I mean, you're following along. Just watch as these grow and how beautiful they are. And you can do this too. It's very easy. Just follow along. Very, very simple. No nonsense. No green thumb necessary. Just follow along. Follow my videos. I try to make it very easy, and I repeat the really simple, important parts. No jargon, no technical horticultural stuff. Nothing like that. Real simple, easy to follow. There's a beautiful colossal marble, a little purple in there to match that purple pot. How about that? Is that beautiful? They're all beautiful. They're just so... I really am thrilled this year because, as I had mentioned, this is absolutely my best crop for all the years I've been growing Coleus. And I tried to expand, so I did it was a conscious effort to expand and grow as many of the really colorful. And again, as I mentioned, when you grow so many, and then you don't have to grow 600 Coleus unless you have a purpose for it. But when you do, you get a number of variations in each type. You know, you might have one that's a little smaller like this here, and then one here that grows out a little wider. A little bit of different splashes of color. All remarkable. All different sizes at different rates, so I don't go mad trying to pot everything all at once. All right, and what I do is I'll keep the wishbone Terranias up top because they are flowers. They love bright sunshine. The Coleus more or less like sun and shade, so we'll keep the Coleus on the bottom or below, and we'll keep the Terranias up top here. You see, I have a number of them in regular planters, and I just I got a couple of these pails. Again, $1. This I got, I believe, at Dollar Tree. I got these online through Dollar Tree and picked them up at the store. But There's a few over here aren't doing that well, so we're just keeping an eye on them. I potted this one up here, but we keep the wishbone Terranias up top for now. I had them outside as earlier in the video, but now we're gonna button up the greenhouse for tonight, not close it because it's pretty warm out. We're gonna keep the fan going, and that's it. Okay, so long day today, but we got a lot accomplished. I'll probably I'm expecting to do a few more tomorrow. I have plenty to pot. I have plenty good sizes to pot, but I also have plenty of really beautiful ones that I want to pot. So I don't want to use up all my pots. So it's crazy. It's a crazy decision to make here. So lots of fun, very rewarding. Any questions or comments, leave me a comment on the bottom. Instagram. If you have any problems with your Coleus, you can shoot me a photo, Facebook. I'll take a look at it and give you my best thoughts of what maybe the problem is, or if you have any other issues on how to take care of your Coleus. So, all right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in another week or so. But you know me, I could be filming another one tomorrow. It's just so exciting. So, all right, everybody, have a good evening. Thank you for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus.